Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? It's been a while since we got back to doing F tier podcast. So,
For a hot minute.
if any, oh yeah, everybody been doing their own thing. So, at least we come back, especially on a kind of like precious moment when E3 just came around just around the corner. So, if anything else, though, I want to pretty much make a really good introduction to all this, though, to all you guys watching and to all our fans, though. We appreciate you guys tuning in to our episode here of F Tier Podcast. So, basically, we'll be talking about all things considered anime and video games, but at the very least, for this type of for this talk show, especially since pretty much events came by and everything else, though, including E3 that just came around last weekend. We're going to be talking about that this time around. So to kick it off, as your host, I go by the name Kazo. Pretty much play a lot of video game to itself, though, not only fighting games as well, but right now just been going through my backlog of video games and trying to finish such RPGs such as Tales of Vesperia. And yeah, man. So far, I'm digging it. Halfway through.
I think Tales of Vesperia.
You played it too? Oh shoot, yeah.
I know this game.
Since like
That's the one with Yuri, right?
with Yuri, there you go.
Yeah.
And
Yuri.
basically, they pretty much put it on record. Well, I mean, for the majority of things, that it was, I guess, people think of it as like the best Tales of a Tales game.
It is
I don't
quite
know.
good, actually.
I think we
quite
discussed
enjoyed
this. Is that the reason why you went over it? The recommendation by
Putting
someone
it
here?
through, yeah, by someone
it.
under Mila. Is that you? If anything else, though?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, Mila's like she's the one that got me to play Tales of Vesperia.
Yeah.
She's a big Tales fan, so if it's anybody, it's gotta be her.
Yeah, I'll give you that credit right there. And pretty much going down the list of our brothers right here. To my right on my screen, you will see Ichi. He is one half of Ichi Gaming, and he's here to provide his insight of all things video games and anime. Not only he loves playing video games such as Dragon Ball FighterZ, if you're looking for another Super Saiyan God out there, Ichi is your Super Saiyan God right here. Say hello to the viewers for us.
What's up? In terms of the Tales series, my favorite is actually the original Tales of Fantasia.
Wow, that's a throwback. Holy.
Oh wow.
Heck yes.
That's like on like the Game Boy Advance, right?
Well, originally it came out for the SNES, and it never actually came out in the US until they actually brought it for the Game Boy Advance.
That's
Nice.
cool.
Oh wow, that's amazing. And right next to Ichi, we have pretty much our resident fan over for Valorant Online League tournaments. Or anything else, though, a man of culture, Bad Rice. Say hello to the viewers for us.
Hello.
Awesome.
What's your favorite Tales game, Bad Rice? This is the
I think I
theme.
played like Vesperia on like GameCube like years ago, my dude.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Like I was but a youngling, just figuring out how the whole like game controller playing some Smash Bros. Melee
Nice.
years ago.
And now, thank you for that. But Bad Rice, afterwards, we have pretty much our beloved Ghost of Tsushima fan, Offbeat Hero. So aside from playing the ultimate game, you pretty much always try to mention every episode. You also been playing, or at least working on Conan Exiles lately. So,
I have.
aside from the fact that you, I mean, obviously you're pretty much having like the greatest gaming experience. I hope with that game. Tell us about it, while also saying hi to the viewers for us.
Yeah, Conan Exiles. I mean, it's one of those survival games, right? You build stuff, you craft things, separate your shit, whatever. But I mean, there's also dicks and there's tits and there's pussies. They got it all in there. So if that's what
Slavery.
your
Don't
kind of
forget
game.
slavery.
There's slavery.
Oh, what?
there's
If you want to get
slaves,
anywhere in the game, you have to enslave people.
There's giant spiders. I mean, it's got everything you love, everything you hate. But to me, it's not worth $50, which is what it's currently going for. Buy it on sale for like $15, and you'll
Hell yeah.
have a blast. But my favorite Tales game, I mean, I want to say Tales of Symphonia, because that was my first one, and it blew my
Nice.
mind.
Very
But Tales of Berseria has been living rent free in my head for a while.
I was
That
thinking
game
of
is,
picking that up at some time, though. It's like, is it really like pretty good, or is it like
It is.
way
It's
better
super
than
fun.
most? Yeah.
It kind of breaks the mold of the traditional like Tales combat. It's kind of more like I don't want to say hack and slash, but it's more like kind of button combo-y.
Okay, so like a fighting game right now, right?
Yeah, it's almost like a little bit more fighting game-esque.
Nice.
And it's super edgy. You play as the bad guy, which is super cool.
Oh.
It was Symphonia that I played on GameCube.
Yeah.
I just looked it up.
Okay.
It's the only GameCube game with Tails in it.
With Lloyd Irving, the man who learned
yeah.
he can hold 2 swords.
Dude, Lloyd,
Lloyd.
unique character.
Lloyd?
I think Kirito is a great character. I mean, Lloyd is a great character.
Awesome. And basically, last but not least, I want to introduce our newest member of the F2 podcast family. Please show some love to our newest brother, Reggie, out here. When he's not pretty much watching anime, you will see him playing Valorant online, especially with the League. Please say hi to the fans out there, and pretty much welcome to the family.
First of all, thank you for the warm welcome. And hey, everyone, I'm going to be the outlier here, and I will admit, I've never played a Tales game, actually. I didn't even... Actually, today's the first day I've even heard the name. I didn't know it existed.
You haven't played shitty JRPGs with terrible, dumb writing and over-the-top stories?
No, God, no. Like, I knew like of games like Didnt and Kaitos on like the GameCube, and I think I had a demo for it, but like, it was never really my cup of tea growing up. It was more of a heavily, mainstream Nintendo title kid.
Man, I feel like you would love just any of the Tales games. I mean, they got all your favorites. You got your hero who could do no wrong. They have the power of friendship. They have the girl who always needs saving. Like, it's got all the dumb tropes in there.
So it's like anime video games, really.
Oh, definitely, 100%. I mean, most of them have anime cutscenes in the game, so.
I mean, after you invested like 10 hours worth of grinding, then you get that one.
Counts.
Yeah, those counts.
I'm getting divorced also.
Oh.
Yikes.
Hey man, if you're getting divorced,
talking shit about the Tales series.
Oh my goodness. And basically at this point, that's our family right here. So now we'll be passing out the torch to our moderator, Offbeat Hero. Walk us through, buddy.
It's what I do. Kazo, you already mentioned that we're fresh off the boat from E3. I believe it wrapped up on Tuesday or so. But there's lots to unpack here. So the entire episode, we're probably going to talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, what we wish that we saw. But first, I'm sure we're all hyped to gush about the studios and the games that are coming out. So we're gonna jump right into what we loved. What did we like? What were the highlights? What games were what did we each see that just blew our minds? We're gonna start off with Bad Rice. What was your favorite takes from E3 this year?
I gotta talk about throwing people off a cliff. The new DLC. Now, my boy Gerard here has been waiting. He's been peering over the corner. He even got the Heihachi me costume.
I didn't expect I would pay for it.
It's here. It's all here. This man is gonna dominate Smash every once in a while when he does play it.
Yeah.
With the 1-2s and the fucking 3-4s. You ain't gonna see it coming.
Exactly.
But actually, that's not actually a full game. The game actually that interested me the most, and this is gonna blow your guys' minds. No one's gonna be able to guess this. So, Rocksmith Plus.
Oh,
I did not expect that.
No.
Yeah.
Dang, you threw me off right there. Wow.
That is wild, dude.
You can plug your fucking guitar in and play the fucking game. That's
You didn't even have to plug it in.
Well,
they were talking about it's now on like mobile phones, and your mic can just pick it up.
Isn't that sick? Now, I kind of like the general you plug it in and get more accurate inputs, because I'll be honest, it's probably not going to be that good on mobile phone for picking up exact notes that you play. But damn, I'm so excited for that. I'm actually hell interested.
Really? Wow, that's interesting.
That is really cool.
And if I'm going to be talking about a random game out of nowhere, I gotta talk about Dying Light 2. Here we go, baby. Gonna fucking beat some zombies up. I don't know if you know, but me and Derek had some crazy fucking adventures in Dying Light.
You got some stories?
We did so much in that game, and you would believe how many times I managed to fuck Derek over when he was trying to escape. It was
Constantly.
an amazing game, I would say.
I mean, Bad Rice's definition of an amazing game is co-op, but co-op where you can still fuck over your partner. It's a very specific genre of co-op games.
It's beautiful. Like, you know, your team is trying to run away, you put a wall in front of them, you put a molly on the floor. Yeah, those games are bomb. But other than that, I was actually pretty interested in a few games. I liked a few games, though I don't think I'm like exactly going to play them. I'm probably going to see this one a little bit more. Bear and Breakfast.
I think I missed that one. What is Bear and Breakfast?
It's like a bed and breakfast, like operated by a bear. So it's like kind of a cutesy style. I know Jamie's going to be playing it, so like, you know, kind of looking forward to that.
Bear and Breakfast.
Bear and Breakfast, okay.
I thought Battlefield 2042 was cool. I don't play EA games anymore because I just strictly hate third-party software. I think we've been through this already, you know?
Yep.
But 2042 looking pretty cool. Who knows?
I have to agree with you there, yeah.
Yeah, and then other than that, I actually thought the new Phoenix Wright looked pretty awesome. So that kind of goes against your whole screw Bandai Namco rant.
Screw Bandai. All right, so let's unpack a few things there because you covered quite a bit.
I went through a full list.
Going back to the Smash DLC, we got Tekken in the game for realsies, which is big, which is big in a couple of ways. One, I mean, Tekken fans everywhere. Holy shit! They thought they were like, bruh. They took Street Fighter. They took where's Terry from?
KOF, King of Fighters.
King of Fighters. They're like, that's it. You know, they're not bringing Tekken in, right? Especially with the Mii costume curse. You know, everyone's saying if your character gets like a Mii costume, you're never seeing them in Smash. Like that's it. But here we are, Mii costume and character in the game. Kazo, what do you think? I mean, you're a huge Tekken fan, right?
I love Tekken, yeah. I basically, looking back at it though, I mean, originally, it was one of my wish lists that I wanted an actual Tekken character in, and then when I actually put in like the Meek, I guess the skin on, I was like, all right, I might as well dish in my 99 cents and just like maybe like, I mean, Heihachi, he looks good, he looks all right, whatever, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Kazuya shows up, and I'm like, all right, throwing like pretty much chucking all of the Smash characters outside the cliffs. I was like, yo, that was hype. Except Kirby, of course, but that being said, it was pretty hype. Even I'm not sure if you guys even knew, like, even for Bandai, like I mean Tekken as a whole, they've been collaborating with Nintendo for quite some time anyways, even with the Game Boy Advance, because they already put it in Tekken Advance already there, right? And then they had the Wii U Tekken Tag version of it, which they implemented, I guess, Nintendo skins over their Tekken characters. So at the very least, looking back at it, I could see like pretty much at some point Harada, like the guy who pretty much did the godfather like of making that Tekken, pretty much made this character happen, at least with the almost second final slot actually of the.
Do you think Kazuya was the right call though? Was he the pick that you?
That was gonna be my question next, right? Like, is he the Tekken character for like Tekken, or is there someone else that you would have rather?
Should we have gotten Devil Jin so we could have another Sephiroth like character? You know,
that would have been a pretty good one. I mean, that was my original take. Like, I wanted some sort of like a devil sort of character, but like Kazuya was already had that in a sense in his sort of his arsenal. But the original one I wanted just mainly due to Pokken. Sorry about that, Mr. BLD adding on towards like games like
Pokken Tournament.
Pokken Tournament, yes. But originally I wanted Heihachi like as an actual character over top. But I guess at this point they already had that sort of Mii skin over top of that. Mm-hmm. The reason why I wanted to put in Heihachi is because of the fact that Harada actually made Heihachi in his like what he usually does in his, his favorite character would be. So that would have been like a pretty much a good interpretation of like bringing in a Tekken character overall. But Kazuya is technically the protagonist of all for the majority of the Tekken like saga. Oh, I mean, with the whole storyline behind it with the Bloodline Rebellion.
Right.
So that one, I give it to him, and I'm actually excited how he's going to be playing out. I mean, next week we're going to showcase. I mean, at least we can see what he might come out with. Like, I mean, will he have like good recovery? Will he have like some good aerials to just to back it up, and pretty much bring in most of the Tekken fans, or at least most of the fighting game fans, because now at this point everyone's been waiting for Street Fighter Cross Tekken, right? That's been out for a while. I mean, that in development, and now I guess at this point they pretty much people got their answers and can make the best I guess the dream fight that they wish they could make, especially within
Kazuya versus Ryu and Ken, dude.
Oh, 100%.
Right, has there ever been any like Tekken Street Fighter crossover game yet, or is this the first time?
Street Fighter Cross Tekken, there has been.
Okay.
So I mean,
not the first time that these
like they had it on.
Duked it out.
Oh no. Like I mean, they had Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Oh, well, also Namco versus Namco Project. Ray, help me out. Project Zone or something? Project Namco versus.
Oh, Project Cross Zone.
Yeah. Where they had it was more like a strategy-based game into itself. I mean, so it's not like
Project Cross Zone.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
But sure, this is the first game where you can go like King of Fighters X Tekken X Street Fighter, right?
Yeah, pretty much blew my mind.
There it is.
There you go. I mean, at this point,
know who would win in a three-way brawl between Ryu, Terry, and this new guy. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm not Tekken fan, so I'm just like, sure, like Tekken character sounds good.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me. I mean, not who I would have picked, but good. You know, same feeling when they showed off Terry. I'm like, this character isn't for me. That's fine.
Yeah.
But we're gonna circle back. Rocksmith Plus. So Bad Rice, are you gonna pick up guitar now or what?
Wait, I can play guitar. You've seen me play guitar.
I've seen you play one song and only that one song.
What song
I
is
can
this?
play like 4 different songs.
Oh.
You play Vance Joy and that's it.
I can play 2 Vance Joy songs.
Oh, 2. Sorry.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm down to just like learn different songs and just kind of mess around and putting it in game form. That's how you get people to do stuff. That's how you get people to like exercise. You make that fucking Ring Fit shit. Put it in on fucking Twitch and like watch people dance and it's like they're doing it. Or like, the Wii Fit board, if you guys remember that
Yes.
yoga board thing people used to do.
Dude, I had a Wii
like,
Fit board.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people do it when you make it a game. So like kind of looking forward to it. I can't hold a guitar properly right now because of injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
But hopefully, like when I'm all better, I can hit up Rocksmith Plus and jam out a few more songs.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how this is kind of the like natural evolution of like Guitar Hero. Once upon a time, many years ago, you had a plastic guitar with like 5 buttons and a paddle.
Yeah.
And they've just slowly upgraded it to now it's just like learn guitar and then play guitar.
For real though, like I knew a friend. He was a god of fucking like Guitar Hero. He was doing like through the fire and flames, like as hard as possible and getting almost like 90, 95-ish, right? Like that's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
But like, I remember bringing over a guitar one time and I was like, hey, you want to play guitar? And he looked at it and he's like, no, that's hard. So like, kind of psyched to see that this is out because, maybe he'll be able to pick it up and, start playing actual guitar.
Oh, beauty.
He still doesn't play.
Oh.
Maybe one day. Maybe Rocksmith Plus is the nail in the coffin to turn him into a rock star,
Basically, yeah. Did you already previously bought the original Rocksmith game by any chance?
Hell no. I don't
okay.
fucking play these games. I as soon as I saw you connect your guitar to it, I was like, yo, I have an acoustic guitar that connects to amps. Like, I'm in for that.
Right.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how well the like wireless like mobile phone mic mode works out. I mean, if that works out well, that's just like insane for a lot of people, right? Like, there's no extra peripherals, no extra wires, you don't plug anything in. It's just like, hey, I got my acoustic guitar. I'm just gonna turn it on my phone and then just play a song.
I'm not too sure. It's like granted because like it plays from the app, right? But then I'm not too sure. I was like, look, when I was like watching the video, that you need to have some sort of subscription based to get in. And then,
Yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is. I assume it's gonna be subscription based.
Yeah.
But it wasn't clear to me if it was like a buy one and done, and then you got to buy Rocksmith plus 2 in a year or whatever.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool.
Maybe it'll have a season pass, as so many other games have chosen. But
yeah,
definitely interesting. I definitely did not expect you to be like, bro, playing guitar, the video game. That's the one I'm psyched for.
Dude, I've always just hated like all these like rhythm games that go like, Guitar Hero, Rock Band. We remember Rock Band back in the day.
Yeah.
The only thing cool about Rock Band was the fact that like, your drums, you could get the whole kit, right? But unless you were getting like the full kit, it was kind of, you're just hitting paddles. Right?
Yeah, it was still like rudimentary.
Yeah.
Still like an arcade game.
Now that we've taken that step up, like, what's going to be next? There's going to be like Piano fucking Hero. I'm a rock that shit too.
Piano Smith plus.
Drum flute hero, dude. You got a flute into like a fucking aux chord.
Sax hero.
Dude, sax. Don't fucking lie. You'd play sax hero.
Sax hero.
Specifically, just so you could be like, guys, I'm a sax hero. Sax. I get lots of sax in here.
Off sax hero. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
At this point, you might like rather than podcast, we just created a band right here, man.
Yeah, this is it. The Sax Heroes. That's us. Trademark that shit.
Let's go.
Well, we're gonna move on here. Reggie, you haven't talked a whole lot. So, what was your takeaway from the big highlights of your like E3 experience?
Honestly, so the biggest thing I noticed was, with it being a whole online only experience, all the companies had a real chance to kind of practice what they were going to talk about beforehand, which kind of took away a lot of like the genuineness. I kind of miss, like the cringe you kind of get.
Yeah, the fumbles and the weirdness.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
there's plenty of that, dude.
It wasn't as pronounced as like, like the whole, you guys have cell phones, don't you? Like those kinds of moments, right?
Oh man.
No, definitely. I was.
Did you not see that one girl after the Razer performance where she's like, oh, this is so beautiful. I don't know if I can pick it up. And the guy's like, yeah, go ahead, pick it up. And she takes it and instantly shuts it.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh no.
And he's like,
I couldn't watch it every day.
He opens it again. Like, it was just super awkward.
Yeah, I did find that the game journalist panel that they cut to every like or like in between each conference was a little bit cringy at times because they're just like trying too hard. They would show some game that like looked pretty medium. They're like, wow, that game looks amazing.
Well,
that's tight.
There was only like 2 people that were like, there was like a couple who were like, established people.
Yeah.
One of my favorite like online presences is like Ovely May, right? And she wasn't awkward about it. Or what was his name? Golden Boy. I think he was pretty good because he's a caster for like Valorant, like, and I think CS:GO as well. But like, these guys were doing pretty okay. It was just the people who clearly didn't belong there that made it like just perfect.
But
anyway.
Yeah, aside from that, if I had to talk about games that I did like, there's a couple big ones. This one's not for me, but I really like the way Elden Ring looked. It has a lot of those, Bloodborne / Dark Souls vibes. It looks like it kind of expands on the concept as well, making it a bit more open. I mean, I can't say to what the difficulty is going to be like. It might be a bit easier, but it looks very similar spiritually, and I am interested in taking a look through it, although it's kind of not going to be definitely my game. I think if it's anything like Bloodborne was, I'll be honest, I couldn't figure my way out of the first level. No cap, but realistically, what I'm really looking forward to is Back 4 Blood. It's going to be, that spiritual successor. Yeah, it's got, developed the main dev team from Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 working on it.
Okay.
It's just not underneath the Valve flagship, but I've been waiting for Left 4 Dead 3 for such a long time, and this will be akin to it the way Half-Life Alyx was to Half-Life 3, right? So super excited to see where that goes. And of course, I got to give a shout out to Party Animals, the game that's going to be Gang Beasts that doesn't look like it was made with less than $100. I can't wait to play as a corgi instead of an amorphous blob. Just beating the ever-loving heck out of my friends. That's usually the biggest drive for me. Is if it's a game I can play with my friends, I'm in it.
Nice.
But
Nice.
those are the big ones for me, I think.
All right, let's rewind. Talk about fucking Elden Ring. Oh my god, I am so ready for this game. Been waiting for so long. We finally got an actual gameplay trailer, and it blew my mind. I was like, dude, this is Dark Souls. Hell yeah! I mean, it's got the main guy. Not some B team. I don't really care about J.R.R. Martin. Who gives a shit about fucking Game of Thrones writer? But I mean, it does look like a weird blend of Bloodborne and Dark Souls. With just like how grotesque and like warped how some of the creatures and monsters look. I mean, you get there's definitely some sort of open world element to it. We saw some exploration on a fucking moose horse or something. It was like a weird ass Viking horse. But I am super here for it. Oh man, I am ready for this game. I don't know if anybody else cares about Elden Ring, but I am ready for Elden Ring. Whew.
Yeah, I got tons of people that I know that are so in it. It's not for me personally, but it's going to be, I think, one of the biggest games that are going to be coming out that year for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean the main director of Dark Souls, I think. I can't remember his name, but I mean, all the games he's worked on have been masterpieces, right? I believe he didn't work on Dark Souls 2, which is deemed the worst Dark Souls. I mean, it feels that way. But I mean, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, Sekiro, all home run games, just boom. And now he's making another one. I'm super ready for it. I am hoping for that same difficulty. Just beat the tar out of you 100 times until you finally win that one time. You get that big adrenaline rush of just I fucking did it. Is the entire Dark Souls experience. And seeing them go in a more kind of Breath of the Wild approach excites me.
Right.
Mostly because it wouldn't be an extra podcast if I didn't bring up Ghost of Tsushima, which did feel Dark Souls-esque at times, where it was open world, the combat was challenging, and I think if they can take the same formula that Ghost did and kind of apply the Dark Souls-iness of Dark Souls on it, it could really turn into something really special. Honestly,
nice.
But it does scare me a bit because part of what makes the Dark Souls games good is that it's linear in a sense, right? You go from point A to point B. There's bonfires, right? They can very easily control the player experience. Be okay, the character's going to go here, the player's going to go here, here, here. We know that they'll confront these enemies. Dark Souls is a bunch of kind of micro engagements that you have to get through, small individual challenges to an next bonfire to a boss. So I'm wondering if it and obviously it's hard to control that sort of thing in a open world when the player can come from any direction or any angle. I mean,
I don't feel like it's too big of a departure. One thing I did appreciate about it, it's definitely from point A to point B regarding the bonfires, but how you get there is totally up to you. There are some players that find ways to get to bonfires that you never would have thought, right? I can't remember which game it was, but there's that jailer boss that you're able to revisit if you do a complicated set of steps, right? And just little gems like that. I'm hoping that it'll be included there with a much more open world where you have much more options, and I'm banking on that.
Totally.
But moving from there, Starfield, Bethesda's first new IP in over 2 decades, and we've got a solid release date. It's probably going to get pushed back realistically, but I am super hyped for that one as well.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Skyrim in space.
I mean,
why
that's what I
not?
was like, okay, this is just space Skyrim.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's going to be similar to like Cowboy Bebop or something, right? So I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, there's a whole lot more you can do, and I feel like generally the whole space genre has been done a disservice by anyone who's kind of tried to tackle it before. Like especially with like No Man's Sky as the big example of a letdown, right? You've got this endless expansive world, and what do you do with it, right? But this game's been in development for over 3 years by arguably one of the most major companies there is for game development. So. I mean, I still gotta wait, over a year, but definitely just getting this little teaser trailer is enough to tide me over for a bit.
Wait a second. What about Star Citizen, my dude?
Admittedly, I skipped over that one.
I mean, if that game gets finished, maybe, but at this rate,
Star Citizen is looking pretty good. At least from the amount I've played it with. I got my buddies Josh and Logan into it, and they've been playing that game nonstop, for at least a year at this point. And
That's
they've had a good time. They've joined organizations. There's a lot of stuff developed into the game. The only problem is the game's super intensive. And one thing I've learned is that if you're making a game about starships, goddamn, you got to make sure that your ships aren't buggy. Because if your ships take damage from anything, you will die. And if there are consequences for you blowing up in your ship, oh my god. That's going to be terrible. And you're telling, the problem is, I look at this game, right, and I think it's being made by Bethesda, and, just looking at their horse mechanics, right, looking at, Fallout 4, it scares me to a degree that people are going to be complaining about, people are going to be complaining about the ships for quite a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit concerned in that sense. You're saying? Sorry?
Oh, sorry. To answer the question, though, I'm going to agree with Derek there. If it's in development, I'm going to avoid it like the plague. Wow. I've just had bad luck with games like Arma and such. I can't bother with it anymore.
Perpetual beta, just infinite beta.
Yeah, exactly. It's never at a quote unquote full release. The only unreleased game I will play right now is AIM Labs, but that's not really a game.
And it's free.
Yeah, exactly.
But this space Skyrim. I mean, they didn't show me enough to get me into it. They showed us some up close of some people, and they were flying a spaceship or whatever, and they had some spacesuits on. Who cares? But I mean, I think they're just late to the party because it feels like the Outer Worlds already did it. I know they're coming out with a sequel. The Outer Worlds 2 is also coming. And I mean, can Bethesda do it better? Maybe. But, I mean, wasn't the Outer Worlds done by, Obsidian, which were the guys that made Fallout New Vegas?
Fallout New Vegas was also quite superior, I would say, to Fallout 3.
Yeah.
The story was a little bit more intricate, a little bit more
so, I mean, I think it's too late, And Space Skyrim already exists, and it's Space New Vegas, actually. So. And
people have been having issues with, Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 as of recent as well. Especially with, a few scummy tactics by, Bethesda games, it hasn't been did you, for example, the NPC issue, right? There was no NPCs in the entire game. It felt like they literally took a game and they just slapped players on it and told them to populate it, but can't really populate a game. Yeah, Fallout wasn't good because it was such a big place to explore. It was good because there was stories, there was a lot of effort put into all the NPCs in the game, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, when the only colorful thing in your grayscale game are the characters, you better have some characters, dude. You can only look at the gray and brown wasteland for so long before it just all meshes together and gets super boring.
And are they gonna monetize it? Because you saw the way they monetized 76, where it's just if you want repair kits, right? Stuff that was kind of added mechanics for the purpose of DLC cash, and then people would have to pay for these repair kits to even fix certain armor, or even get certain items like a fridge, which was like really important because you have to preserve your food, right? Stuff like that. It kind of makes me iffy about the game.
Yeah. But you're also hyped for Back for Blood, huh? Which I mean, okay. To be fair, I didn't know that it was the like OG team from Left 4 Dead. So I'm like, bruh, this is such a Left 4 Dead ripoff that even the title is like a ripoff of Left 4 Dead.
It makes sense when you think about it like that, though, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
But definitely the biggest hype, one of the biggest hype games I've got going for me right there. I mean, it's been a long time since I've had what I'd argue was a good zombie game. I actually didn't like Dying Light.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was.
so.
I mean, it's a like Diablo game reskin as a zombie game, right? You like kill zombies, you get loot, they have rarities. You gotta play spreadsheet simulator. Some people don't like that. That's fine.
But on the bright side, Dying Light 2, the whole, your choices have impact on the world kind of storyline stuff. I'm thinking of giving it another chance, despite probably what's going to be at least an $80 to $100 price tag. But I'm in it.
Nice.
You can always wait for a sale too.
Oh, 100% right. But actually, I think I want to know what Ray's thinking on like what he liked though.
Yeah, we didn't see any like fighting games. So Ray, what's out there for you?
Ray's gonna tell us about a shitty JRPG, a terrible anime almost in game form, and
All right.
he's gonna buy it.
Actually, here's the thing though. Before we continue on though, pretty much our boy, Clark just popped in and redeemed our channel points.
Can't say game.
Can't say game.
All right, no more saying game. You gotta say I don't know.
Interactive experience.
Yeah,
This
it's like
experience. Ooh,
marketing
I like that.
shit.
I like that.
A new interactive experience for Bethesda.
So Ray, am I right? Please tell me I'm right.
Well,
We know you're into those I wouldn't say low tier animes because that's.
And just a heads up,
hey,
this
I give them a chance. Okay, I give them a chance. I didn't say I like.
You specifically go out to find them. I can respect that because if no one tastes the garbage, we don't know it's garbage, right?
Exactly. Well, first of all, Jurassic Clark says Obsidian makes better Bethesda games than Bethesda. I do have to agree with that. I didn't really like Outer Worlds too much just because it was always just on first person, and I actually like the third person experience on it, like the like being able to switch out armor and things like that. Like I want to see my character the way I've designed it. So that's the only thing I have in regards to the Outer Worlds. But it is a good game. Like I gotta admit, outside of like a few parts here and there, but they made it like so much even better than Fallout. And for me, in terms of I agree with Reggie in regards to Starfield. Like I am actually excited to go and see it. Yes, it will be basically like Skyrim in space. Is it gonna be better? I don't know, but for me, I want to see the immersion into it. And if they got that, customize your character and rate it the way that you want it to be, then I probably would be I'd probably say it's more superior. But that's just my thing. I think first person should be safe for first person shooters, and then or games that does not you don't need to one of the things I can say is Cyberpunk 2077, where you have you can change clothes and stuff, and the only time that you get to see him is or her is on a mirror, and it's
yeah, no, totally
right. It just takes away from the experience of collecting items and things like that. It
is a bit of a double-edged sword when it comes to these immersive RPGs, where the first person is more immersive as you as the character. But also, but then, all that time that you spend customizing your dude's face and picking cool armor is wasted. So it's you can never see yourself anyway. So,
the other thing that I do agree with Reggie is party animals. I definitely want to go and see it, and I want to go and start bashing other animals and unicorns and things like that. Like I think that's like
Mhm.
super fun, and I actually want to see all of us try play it at some point. A few other games that one that's actually I believe is very slept on, but it's just the Filipino in me is the game Soup Pot, and it's like a,
Soup pot.
yeah, it's a cooking game where
Oh.
it actually doesn't tell you like instructions on how to cook something, and you're basically like they expect you to like like grab the stuff that you remember from like childhood and like throw it in there and like make something out of it. And it's
Alright.
made by Filipino studio, so shouts out to Chicon Club Games.
Yo.
They're definitely doing something in like the East that like not a lot of people are trying out, which is like trying to make interactive games that definitely fits them. So shouts out to them.
Is it VR or is it just like?
No, it's like it's almost akin to like what's that? Like
'Cause, like, I'm
Cooking
looking
Mama.
at it
Cooking
and
Mama,
it gives
yeah.
me like Surgeon Simulator vibes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so like Cooking Mama sort of thing, but yeah, I'm hoping that they actually I'm actually giving this one a chance just because I want to see what they are capable of. So I'm actually excited to go and see what they got. Other games that I'm actually super excited about. Let's see.
Yeah, this while you're looking, this Soup Pot game, do you think it's got like that Rocksmith Plus vibes? Am I gonna learn how to cook from playing this game?
Ooh.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's just like looking at it, it's like more of like a feel good thing. It's like, oh yeah, like if you've ever grew up with like parents that like loves to cook and you like watch them, you're like, oh, I remember like them throwing this and that and whatnot, and like make something great, So
I wonder how they're gonna grade
for
that. I mean, like in terms of like, let's say you're cooking and then you're pretty much giving it to someone. You're like, hey, here is my recipe. It's burnt. How you?
Yeah, I hope you can make like garbage like soups in that game. Like, I hope that like not all paths lead to success.
It's
like,
raw.
Dumping like peanut butter in with like a little parsley and like a little squid. Like, don't that kind of fail. I
Yo,
want
Food
to be
Wars.
able to fail.
Let's go.
yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to go and see what they got. Like, if it's something that will like look really, like I do hope that when you cook something in that game, like if it turns out like really gross, I really hope that they go and show it because nobody really wants to go try making something like that. But yeah, back to games. Metal Slug Tactics. Like I was actually really impressed. I love the Metal Slug series, and I want to. They're definitely trying something different, so I want to see how that whole gameplay goes. Also like Advanced Wars 1 and 2.
Beauty.
Like since they're remaking that one's like a childhood game for me. So don't really know if I'm gonna spend too much time just because it takes a while for me to actually get up on like these strategy RPG games. But I definitely will go and pick that up. Tales of Arise, like we were talking about the Tales series, so like I played pretty much almost every Tales game like that's out there, whether it's like Japanese or not, and I tried to go and like play and enjoy it as much as I can. So this one is definitely like something that they've been hyping quite a big time about. So I'm hoping that it will live up to like what they're expecting it to be. And mind you, each Tales game, like there's so many of them, and some are like so different from, or like just a little bit different from the other, but the stories are still like pretty, like very anime-esque. So
They all
if
hit
there
similar
is
notes.
yeah, so if there's anything that I will go and play that is very anime-esque, it will be Tales.
I like the fact that like if you look at it from like the original Tales, it becomes like the whole cutesy anime one, like very chibi-esque, and then all the way up to Tales of Arise. You pretty much it's like night and day of like the style of the anime.
Yeah.
So it's like wow.
Oh yeah,
It's evolved into like a true anime game.
yeah, exactly. it has its own story, and you know, Tales is actually one of the few games that they make anime stories, and like they make like animation on it, which is actually pretty sick.
Oh, yeah.
So I cannot wait in regards to that. Back to the more mainstream things, the most I'm waiting for as well is Forza Horizon 5. I do love racing and whatnot, and yeah, like I just don't know if I'm willing to go and make another car the way that I like it, but I probably will be spending another like 5 hours just making a car. Unfortunately that's how bad I am with like.
You gotta go and unlock all the stuff again, and then customize it the way you want.
It's interesting, by the way, too, because Forza Horizon's being, or at least the setting for it is Mexico, and it's unfortunate we don't have a resident Mexican here because you know apparently they tried to make it as authentic as possible.
Oh wow!
So, you know,
really?
Yeah, like they pretty much pulled like almost like direct images from certain towns. But it would be really cool to see.
That's crazy.
Yeah, pretty much
That's
straight
awesome.
from Google Maps. So it would be interesting. It's interesting to see like, you know, how close is it to like, you know, actual Mexico? Are we gonna see a bunch of little Jorges running around? You know.
That's awesome.
The one thing that I'm pretty sure it's a long shot just because it's a racing game is actually seeing like in-game people, except for like a few cutscenes here and there. But if I see a Jorge, I will take a snapshot of him and I will post it for Jorge to see.
You?
Be like, you're in here.
How'd you get in there?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, one last game that I actually am very hyped up about is Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora.
Really?
Oh wow!
That's
really?
Oh, just from like how they showed it.
Okay.
It sounds like it, or from the looks of it, it plays a little bit like for Horizon Zero Dawn, and I want to give it a chance just because. Like it's yes, it's Avatar, and you know we've had Avatar games before, but now that you know they've actually developed more of like the gaming landscape and how people really like action genres. So I am really hoping to see this one play out. I'm hoping I can do so much stuff that the way that they have it in the movie. So
are you looking for more of a sandbox interactive experience, or are you looking for more of a like, you know, linear story interactive experience?
More like kind of like theme park.
More like sandbox.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to be able to actually go up into one of those floating mountains and just jump off and ride my bird wherever it goes. You know.
Right after the sunset.
Yeah. See, exactly. I mean, when I saw that, I'm like, guys, this isn't the Avatar we wanted. I wanted the other Avatar. I want the last Airbender. You know?
Yo,
imagine. I was like,
this
is the wrong Avatar, guys. Come on, what are you doing?
I need an online battle arena game. Maybe like somewhat like even. Honestly, like
a battle royale
game, whatever it's called, like Knockout City,
Ooh.
with earthbenders and firebenders and airbenders. That'd be my jam.
I play that.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, but that's it for me.
Nice.
And I think I'm gonna guess Kazo's big hype. Is it the Dragon Ball Z game?
On Kakarot on Switch?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's been out for a while, but the fact that at least is the definitive complete edition, which we hope at this point, though, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty good, though. I was actually like surprised actually when that came. Well, when they announced it, because first off, I didn't even know the Switch can run that good, or I mean, at least try to implement that without losing frames. I mean,
it might lose frames.
I know it probably might. Who are we kidding?
I mean, they're porting Doom Eternal on the Switch, and I'm not sure how that's gonna look, dude. Ooh,
I'm
boy.
not sure if it's like even at this point where if they can actually provide like some sort of like 60 frames, but even then, I'm like, I mean, Switch has always been surprising us. However, at that point they could have just given us like some sort of. I mean, maybe on the Switch Pro, maybe in the future that might handle that better.
There aren't many games that run 60 FPS on Switch already.
Yeah.
Those are not even graphic intensive games. Like Breath of the Wild runs like 32 FPS, and that's a pretty old game. So like hoping for even 60, that's a bit of a jump, let's just say.
Jeez, man. But all things considered, I mean, most of you guys mentioned a lot of good games out there, like what you guys are excited for, what you guys like. For me, I mean, Dragon Ball Z was one. I was like, that was pretty cool. Kazuya DLC for the Smash one, I was like, okay, all right, it's getting hotter. But the one thing that actually blew me apart, even now, it's just pretty much been like gushing love, just like fandomness, was Fatal Frame. Finally, Maiden of the Black Water, and I'm not sure if you guys know, I'm a big Fatal Frame fan. I've been playing that religiously, and even my best one was the second one, which I went up and replayed it, even the hardest difficulty, which was the Nightmare one, and I loved it to death. I love taking shots of beheaded ghosts that will pretty much haunt you for the rest of your like endeavors. Oh goodness! But with this one though, I thought it was gonna be a Switch exclusive, right? And all of a sudden, by looking it up again, it now pretty much it goes to every current console. So now you can see it. Yeah, now you can see it on just about everything. So I guess wow, kudos to making it happen. Because even for the Wii U edition, it was only for that one, and even then, it was hard to pretty much fathom getting a copy because at the time for me, I had the Wii U console, which didn't support as much storage space. So I was like, all right, it was either Smash and Mario Kart 8 versus Fatal Frame, and I don't even have any more to that. And I guess I'll just watch a walkthrough. I guess I'll be fine.
Right. So this is a new Fatal Frame game, right? Because
it's a ported. It's a ported version. It's a port.
It is ported.
Yeah.
From what? Previously?
From the Wii U one.
Oh, okay, from the Wii U. So it's like a HD remake, or
in a sense, not really a remake. It's just I guess. I mean, if it's just going to the fact that it's going to the current consoles, including PC as well, I would assume they would just have a little bit more extra textures into itself. They never really specified if it's going to be a remake into itself, but I mean, with another official trailer coming out, I'm assuming so.
Yeah, no, it does look super cool. I mean, I haven't played any of the like Fatal Frame games, but I've definitely been itching for a good horror game, and that looks right up my alley. Where I mean, your only weapon is to stare right at the ghost and then take its picture.
Yeah. The closer you are, the more like damage you deal to that spirit,
so you gotta like time it, so can't get too close.
You literally want to make a selfie with it. That's how close you want to be with it. That's that one. Second off would be Mario Party Superstar.
Definitely. I
mean, yeah. How can you not, right? Especially with the fact that like I thought when we got the Mario Party originally, that would be all right. Cool. That's it. Might as well wait for the next Nintendo console coming out, and then we might have it. But lo and behold, we pretty much got another one. So you know what? More party, more fun, and more friendships destroyed, I guess.
Yeah. I've been waiting for a like Mario Party greatest hits for like forever, and it seems like such an easy like thing to like do. Because I mean, everybody has those memories of playing Mario Party on the N64. Yeah. Someone's always got the one control that someone gimped up because they were using their palm to spin the joystick too fast, and it's all fucked. And those were like the best mini games, the best maps. They kept trying to like, I don't know, do weird shit with it. I think the most recent Mario Party was it like Mario Party like 10 or something.
Aside from the Switch, when they were all together.
Yeah, man, I hated that one, dude.
You had to like sat in the same wagon as someone. you couldn't fuck anyone really over. It was like a team experience. It was
Yeah,
so
you're like
dumb.
working together. I'm like, no, I'm here
We're
to
all
steal
friends.
stars from my best
It was
friend.
like, yo, people are hating on each other way too much. We gotta fix this. And then they just made it so that everyone hated the game instead of each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember playing that. Never played it fucking again.
yeah.
I was actually at your place when I
Yeah.
played it. And
Yeah, I picked it
never
up. I
wanted
think
to
that was
play it
the only time I played it too, and I was like, and like even I wasn't really sure what was going on. I'm like, what is this? Like, why is this a team game? You know, why can't we just beat each other up with these stupid games?
Actually, here's a question for you though. Like, did you buy it knowing that it's gonna be a team game, or did you just like?
No, I just
oh,
bought it blind. I was like, dude,
Oh,
my
wow.
party.
done.
Pick it up, and then
Jeez.
I was like, wow, I want my money back.
Oh man.
It's a big feels bad.
All right.
But
So in
yeah.
terms of the Fatal Frame, it's actually going to be a remaster.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, they confirmed it with the it will have remastered visuals, new costumes, additional photo features and stuff.
Yes.
In terms of Mario Party, there was a collection back on the 3DS called Mario Superstars.
Okay.
That was, yeah, like they called it the top 100. It came with like 100 of like the best mini games. There was no board. You can't really play the board, but you can play like the mini games and screw people over, which was so basically you just grab like mini games, mini game after mini game, and just screw people over. So it was actually really fun. This one will actually have like the some of the Nintendo 64 boards, which I'm actually super hyped about.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
No, definitely a bunch of throwbacks. I think is super smart, right? Because I mean, not only were those games great, but I have like the extra the extra added nostalgia of being like, oh, dude, the spaceport. Like I remember this game board. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm super hyped for
Day one
like
buy.
Mario Party
100%.
greatest hits.
Yeah. Day one buy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. I mean, everyone else mentioned a lot of good ones, and then that's my top 2 at this point. I mean, like of like the games that I wanted. So yes.
I feel like there was a ton of games y'all are sleeping on. So let me just cover all the points that we did not hit.
What?
All right. Let's check the notes here. Let's check the notes here. Ubisoft had nothing. Gearbox. I mean, there's Borderlands, but it's a D&D one. I mean, I don't know if you guys play Borderlands 2. And,
I'm playing it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The like Tiny Tina's Dragon Keep expansion. Oh, it was so good. It was amazing. So I mean, that just adds as a standalone game experience.
Mm-hmm.
Mwah. Mwah. Super ready for that one. What else we got here? Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl 2. No one's hyped for this game?
Not really.
Unfortunately,
I'm
no.
just kind of sick of those Metro 20 whatever fucking games,
Really?
you know?
I
And
think it looks super cool.
it looks cool. Like the thing is, like, you know, so does Metro 20 XX, right?
I guess, but I mean, because like Stalker 1 is kind of like a cult classic.
Okay.
And the only reason that it's kind of bad is because it's just riddled with bugs. You have to download like 20 community patches to get the game to be running even semi-okay. So I mean, maybe they can. I mean, if it's the same kind of feel as that first game, I think it might be a bit of a like hidden gem here. You know. We talked briefly about Battlefield 2042. You know, I've been hyped for a Battlefield game for a while. I've been kind of checked out since like Battlefield Bad Company 2. That was the one that was like my premier Battlefield game.
Okay.
And this one, they really highlight a lot of the kind of like stupid shit that Battlefield I felt has always been about. You know, like riding a buggy off a cliff strapped with C4 to blow up a helicopter, or jumping out of your jet to fire a rocket launcher at another jet and then land back in your jet. Like this kind of the fine line of Battlefield's realism with like stupid arcade antics really seems like that they're going back to these roots with Battlefield 2042.
Also, we got Jurassic Clark giving a shout out to Wario Party.
Yes, the WarioWare game. Hell yeah! I don't know if you guys have played WarioWare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those games are wild. They're super fun. I mean, it's Mario Party, but just the mini games. But mini games are like way weirder. It's like pluck the nose hairs or like pet the chicken. You know, some like just random ass shit you never expect. And so doing that, but then turning it into like a co-op game. Oh, like why did they do it sooner?
I'm probably the only one who's not excited for that game.
I'll change your mind. I'll change your mind. I'll do it. It's super fun.
Challenge accepted.
Clark's mentioning about Battlefield that, I mean, maybe we might get Titanfall 3. It's a bit of a meme in the Titanfall 2 community about Titanfall 3, but Battlefield means that, hey, maybe we get Titanfall 3, which would be super hype. There is 12 minutes. Some sort of weird time loop game with like some all-star actors in it seems interesting to me.
Okay.
I haven't really played a time loop game, but it's a popular genre in like movies, right? We've all seen Groundhog Day or like Edge of Tomorrow.
Yes.
It's definitely nothing new, but I mean, when done well, it's super fun. And I always thought that a time loop style game would be super cool. You know, just done right. Yeah, we got we talk about party animals. I mean, it just looks like what Gang Beasts was always meant to be. You get to be cute animals, and now the stage blows up sometimes, which I think is just adds to the hilarity of what Gang Beasts already is. Where the best moments are when the physics engine just like takes control, and you know, someone flips off and then flips back onto the stage, or they get hit by a truck and they're still alive. You know, some weird shit like that. Halo, they're putting a grappling hook in Halo, which I mean, everybody knows that when you put a grappling hook in your game, it gets instantly better. Like, no questions asked. Straight up, just better. But I'm not sure if anyone noticed, but they kind of stealthily dropped that multiplayer is going to be free.
Wait, which one?
That's pretty cool.
Halo multiplayer is going to be free.
Oh, yes.
Which I think is huge, because I mean, that's like Halo.
Actually, I really do appreciate, you know, their whole approach towards, you know, the cosmetics, battle passes and stuff. It's very, like, I don't know, the opposite word of greedy, right? Which you don't see a whole lot these days.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like, no real loot box mechanics, you know, skins are cosmetic only. If you unlock something, there's no way to actually pay money to get it. It's, you know, a lot of the stuff is earned by playing the game, which is very refreshing to see. You know, as opposed to, Star Wars Battlefront 2 EA loot box mechanics, right? That was a big one.
Yeah, that's
They dropped the ball on that one, yeah.
So I've got high hopes for this new Halo game. I mean, if you're into the campaign, that's available to buy, but having just free multiplayer I think is huge, and like a big thumbs up from Microsoft for pulling that one. I think that was like a genius move.
You gotta admit, when they showed the clips for the multiplayer, it looks super hype.
Yeah,
I have seen things that I never thought you could even do with a first player multiplayer. So like the fact that they put so much thought into it, and like being able to play it. I know Kazu's like a big Halo fan, like way back in the day, like just playing multiplayer all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
that's it. Basically,
yeah.
I mean, like
and
back when like the LAN parties days, you know,
yeah,
that was it.
and I mean, if they continue with like totally free multiplayer, it also solves the issue of like back when Halo 3 they came with like map packs, but you had to like buy them. And if you didn't buy them, you could only play in like certain queues. The player base was divided. But here it's like, fuck it, everyone plays Halo. Like, it's free. Come join in.
Is that going to be enough to reinvigorate the Halo crowd? Because it died off big. Like,
Yeah,
I'm a Halo fan. I used to play Halo 2, Halo 3 all the time.
Right on.
Played Halo 1 on my computer. I just Link, on Blood Gulch.
Hell yeah.
Like, stuff like that. Like,
I mean, it's free. What you got to lose?
I don't know. I just there has to be something else to bring me in, because it's been a long time, and one of the things I don't miss is cheating. At least online. Cheating online was pretty terrible in the time that I used to play, because it was really common. People would just do it all the time, and there was not really a good anti-cheat for Halo. So I wanna see what Microsoft has in place of that.
Mhm.
And then on top of that, I think we're all missing the fact that like the story, like they're homies lost Cortana and all that stuff. Kind
Yeah.
of a big deal. She went off to go fuck around with Windows 10 or some shit.
I mean, I was thinking about that 'cause, like, if you're a Halo fan, Cortana is like your waifu, and so they're
Well-
like, we gotta put Cortana on the line, dude. Have all these Cortana simps go search for Cortana.
Cortana was your waifu until you heard her say, what was it? Saddle up cowboy in Halo 5 or Halo 4. Holy fuck, never again, dude. Like before, she was like this very like robotic voice that guided you with a few like snarky comments. The bitch never told me to saddle up. I like that.
Oh yeah,
And now there's a new Cortana who's like
yeah,
trying to introduce that
a
Cortana.
hotter, younger Cortana.
Oh, I don't know if it's younger, but
I think she's younger.
well, technically, like age for an AI is younger, but like
Yeah,
that's like the whole like 2,000-year-old like lolly, right?
I guess.
It's still like if they look the same, it's the same.
Cortana 2.0.
But yeah, it looks like Justin Clark is hyped for the Sea of Thieves expansion. I mean, I just laughed at that. I thought it was goofy. It's like, hey, here's Pirates of the Caribbean in your pirate game. Here's Jack Sparrow. Here's fucking Davy Jones. And I'm so burnt out on Pirates of the Caribbean. It feels so milked that like there's nothing left. So when I see Jack Sparrow in Sea of Thieves, I'm like, dude, that udder is dry. Like, that shit is dry and crusty.
Oh
and,
man.
That shit is powdered milk at this point.
Oh my goodness.
straight up, dude. Oh man. But I was kind of hoping that they would pull a like Kingdom Hearts, where Jack Sparrow is like a real is like very human looking in like the stupid Sea of Thieves cartoon world, but no, they gave him his own Sea of Thieves kind of style, which is pretty like fun. I've never played Sea of Thieves, so I mean, if you're a fan of that, I'm sure Jack Sparrow's pretty hype and like a brand new little like story campaign where you get to fight Davy Jones and shit. Has a lot of the like Pirates of the Caribbean characters. You have Jack's like first mate or whatever. It's pretty neat, but I mean, I thought it was just like goofy. I'm like, of course they're gonna shove Pirates of the Caribbean in your Sea of Thieves game, and of course they get Jack Sparrow to actually say the line like Sea of Thieves. I'm like, this is so ham-fisted. It's I can't be mad. This is so blatant. Like, here's everyone's favorite pirate, your pirate game. Look it up.
Oh,
You know it was coming before it even came.
Yeah.
I would say Sea
Exactly.
of Thieves is a pretty good game though. Like
Yeah.
if you ever seen it being played, like it can be boring for some moments, but then it just doesn't stop, right?
Right.
It just keeps going, and there's like action everywhere. So seeing like Davy Jones having that ship pop up once in a while is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it's not like they didn't have like something like that already. Like there are already ghost ships in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on, we also got Psychonauts 2. Did anybody play Psychonauts 1? Is it just me?
Might be.
Oh, it's
Yes,
just
it is,
me.
dude.
Oh man, this game. When did Psychonauts 1 come out? Psychonauts. I got it.
Psychonauts. Okay.
2009 or something.
2005.
Oh my god.
We've been waiting like 16. 17 years for this game. No, 16 years. 16 years for Psychonauts 2. The weirdo mind of Tim Schafer. The game is super strange. It's got a weird art style, but I mean the storytelling and the characters are just out of this world. So I mean, I'm super hyped for Psychonauts 2. If you guys find a way to play number 1, I recommend it. I'd say it still holds up. It's such a weird, wacky,
Psychonauts.
strange game.
Okay.
Where I mean the entire crux of the game is that you're like a mind spy or like a mind secret agent, where you have to go into like the like mind of other people, and each person's mind is like it's like a different weird level, and you gotta like solve their problem by like literally fighting their mental issues as like boss battles. Man, it's so cool.
It's nothing in relation to like Scribblenauts, right?
No,
Oh, okay.
totally.
Dang it.
Totally. Unfortunately, Scribblenauts fans, you gotta wait another year for maybe Scribblenauts. I don't know, 2, 3, whatever they're on.
I don't know, but yeah, I guess it's not related. All right.
Yeah. Atomic Heart has me a bit interested. The only note I have here is LSD FPS, because I mean a lot of weird shit was happening. I don't know if you guys remember that one, where it was some sort of first-person shooter where like they were mannequins fighting the main character. They were like flipping to the air. I mean, it was really weird. It was hard to grasp what was going on, but it was just my kind of weird that I'm interested in what the heck's going to happen, right?
Okay.
We got Replaced, some pixel game looking fresh, some like edgy pixel game. Again, I don't know what the heck's going on, but it looked really fucking cool. And I'm also just like a sucker for like pixel games, and like that like old style pixel art. So I mean, I'm here for it. We got Age of Empires, a new one.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, Age of
That's
fucking
huge.
Empires.
But the thing is it going to be like H2 or is it going to be like H3? You know what I'm talking about?
That's
Like,
what remains to be seen.
if
I guess.
it's like a nice game, but it's got nicer graphics, but it's not like as expansive as H2, like some people might not like it as much, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I know, for example, Churro, if he was here to talk about it, would tell you about how much better H2 was than H3 because, sure you had monster trucks in H3, but like in H2 you had like way more units. There's way more like, custom units per faction, right? Like
H2 is so deep, like such a
like,
deep game.
that's what people are looking for. If they don't, achieve that level of depth for H4, like I don't think it'll succeed. I think it'll just be another RTS that people play.
That's fair.
It's been like 16 years or so since the last one. I've got high hopes that they've put their time into it. They've really expanded on some things. Looking at the trailer, it does look like there were a couple of like units or whatever that we hadn't seen in previous games.
Any monster trucks?
No monster trucks, unfortunately. So I can only give this game an 8 out of 10 because of that. I don't know from review, but
That's a deal breaker. No monster trucks? I'm out.
yeah, exactly. I need my gravedigger,
Oh.
And then Redfall, some magic vampire shooty game. I know that it was all just like a cutscene. There was no gameplay, but it looks super cool. I mean, you have some sort of like wave-based shooter. Maybe could be some sort of survival game like Left 4 Dead. It could be something totally different. But I mean, the like setting and like theme of like fighting all these crazy vampire variants. Oh, looks super cool. And like each character was neat and unique. The writing seemed very fun. I'm pretty hyped for Redfall. Like, that's a game right up my alley.
Honestly, just a shout out. I think in general, Microsoft absolutely crushed E3.
They slayed it.
Yeah, I think by and large, they were the winners of E3 this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And unfortunately, I mean, I'll get back to this in like a minute because obviously we're not talking about what we hated or like wanted to see. But unfortunately, Nintendo teased us again about Metroid Prime 4. Please give us that game. Oh my God, I just want Metroid Prime 4. Why won't you show us the game? Shit's been in development hell for so long. I am worried. Please ease my burdens, Nintendo. But they did give us Metroid Dread out of nowhere. Like, who saw that shit coming? Little bit of story time. If you guys don't know, Metroid Dread was a game that was supposed to come out in 2005. It was like rumored or like leaked that they were working on it, and they eventually canceled it. And it became kind of a like meme where there were even like Metroid Dread hints and like Easter eggs in some of the other Metroid games. But everyone had like dismissed it. It's like, dude, game's never coming out. Boom, it's out. Holy shit, it's coming. It's coming this year. Like, oh. I'm a big Metroid fan.
Are you gonna get into it? Because I know you've been waiting. Like they did a comparison between old Metroid and like the new Metroid Dread, and kind of got to see like the differences between the two.
Mhm.
Are you gonna be picking up like right away? Are you gonna jam that game like no tomorrow? Are you gonna be chased by some fucking Gladius robot?
So here's the thing: the trailer itself did not look very good, which was the weird part. I'm not sure if it was just like the graphics or something, or just it was unfinished. But it just seemed like not great to me. The gameplay looked good though, so I mean that's what I'm here for. I'm probably gonna pick it up right when it drops, maybe.
Nice.
I know that they talked about the reason why it's finally coming out is because the people they worked with a third-party studio. I can't remember the name of them, but the ones that made Metroid: Samus Returns, the like remake, and they knocked it out of the park with that game. They like slayed it with the like 2D. The like classic 2D Metroid feel, but of course that was like a remake game, and now this is their chance to really kind of stretch their muscles and show us what they really know about Metroid. And a lot of the gameplay looks fucking sick. Oh my god! Because at this point, Metroid Prime and Metroid Dread and other like 2D Metroids are like two separate games. Like they're totally different. The experience with the first Metroid versus a 2D Metroid is just like miles apart different. And yeah, like then I haven't played a 2D Metroid since like probably Metroid Fusion, and I'm fucking ready. Whew.
Wow.
And they just dropped it on us like out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck, Nintendo? You can't just drop Metroid 5 before you're done Metroid 4. Like, what's up with that? It's just wild. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm hyped for Breath of the Wild 2, but it didn't really tell us anything new. They showed us, I guess, Link flying, and he can go through walls and floors now.
100% people are gonna come under Zelda every single time with that shit.
Probably.
Pop their head up and be like, "Oh, look up." Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty nice segue into our next topic of what we did not like about E3. Because now we talk about what we liked, now we get to rage about what disappointed us, ticked us off, and what we're fucking done with, what we wished was better. And let me tell you, Nintendo jerking us off, or like jerking our like chain 3 times in a row over the Zelda game. Oh my god, what the fuck are you guys doing? It was like, okay guys, last announcement, check it out. Zelda, like Age of Calamity, the fucking Dynasty Warriors game, the DLC, it's coming out. We're like, dude, we don't care about fucking Dynasty Warriors. And they're like, but we got another one. You're like, all right, Breath of the Wild, here we go. They're like, Skyward Sword HD. You're like, no, this is not the right one. And they're like, okay, but wait, we got another secret announcement. You're like, all right, Breath of the Wild 2, let's go. Like, Zelda fucking Game & Watch. Who asked for this weird handheld console that's also a clock and a timer? And then finally they were like, okay, what you've all waited for, Breath of the Wild. Like, Nintendo, what the fuck was that? I don't give a shit about Dynasty Warriors Zelda. I don't give a shit about Game & Watch Zelda. What are you doing? Oh my god. That made me so mad.
Was the trailer itself worth it for you? The Breath of the Wild 2 trailer?
No, it was fine. I mean, it's like, come on, next year. I'm sure he's flying around. I want something more. I want some more. Some other shit I didn't like. What the fuck was the entire Capcom part of E3? The notes I have here is like Resident Evil Village. Thanks for playing our game. Also, multiplayer, I guess. Let me tell you, I played some of the previous Resident Evil like versus multiplayer modes. They're all terrible. Every last one of them are just garbage. The only good ones was like Mercenaries or Commandos. I can't remember what it was called. That was co-op. It was just you trying to score points by killing zombies or whatever. I don't give a shit. And they're talking about like Monster Hunter, some fucking monsties. Like,
I am so done with Monster Hunter in the entire genre.
I'm so done.
Yeah, like nailed it. They're like, okay, we got Monster Hunter, and then they're like they milk this so fucking fast and so fucking hard. Like they're literally like pulling on the udder and like air is coming out at this point. Like, who the fuck cares about racing dragons, right?
I know. Like, what is this Monster Hunter spin-off?
Someone might want to play it, but like,
Oh, my goodness.
Honestly, it's just How to Train Your Dragon, like the video game at this point.
That's the first
Yeah.
impression I got from that. Yeah.
I mean, oh my god!
I
What do you guys think of this Capcom thing? The other thing they already have is like the Japanese Ace Attorney. It's like sure,
Which is
I mean,
kind of cool.
it's
Yeah,
fine. It's not Phoenix Wright though.
No, you're right there. I will agree though that Capcom was very generally weak. Everything that they showed was kind of things that we already knew were coming. Like they didn't really show us anything really new. They're like, here's a reminder of what we're doing, not really showing you anything new. I mean, Great Ace Attorney Chronicles does look interesting, but it isn't like you said, the main series Phoenix Wright, so that's a bit of a bummer. And all in all, yeah, Capcom was incredibly weak. But for a different company, I'm really sad that Sony's used their State of Play to replace their E3 showings, and I think 2020 might have been their last year actually showing up at E3. So
Right.
that's something else I didn't like. I felt like they always really were the only real competition for Microsoft. It was either one of those two really sending it home, and Nintendo was just kind of off on the side, just kind of doing its own thing, right?
As they do every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But very unfortunate that they weren't there. I mean, I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah. What about Square Enix? What do you guys think of their games? I just have like Final Fantasy mobile shit like 4 times in my list. Just like
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, go on, Turn.
Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this right here. I don't think there will ever be a game based on a movie that will ever be good, ever. So I'm gonna say Guardians of the Galaxy game is just a complete wash. Don't bother. Don't even look at it. Right? Like that sounds really stupid to me. Honestly, Square Enix was very, very much a miss this year as well too.
Yeah, I mean, they had like Hitman mobile game, I don't care. They have like a Nier mobile game, don't care. They got some Final Fantasy mobile shit. They have like a Final Fantasy Battle Royale that's also a mobile game.
Yo, don't you guys have phones?
Oh, man, why is Square Enix I got a phone, I don't play this garbage on it. And I mean, and maybe I'm the only one, but that new edgy Final Fantasy trailer was hot garbage. It was just a steaming pile. Could they have said the word chaos anymore? Because it was like literally every sentence was like, I gotta kill chaos, or oh, you must be chaos. I'm like, but dude, I get it. There's chaos. Holy shit, I don't care anymore. Ugh.
Well, at least there are a whole bunch of old Square Enix games that they can remaster and make money off of.
1 to 6, yeah, they're gonna remaster them. I don't know. I really do like Final Fantasy 1. It's one of my top Final Fantasy games, but
wait, didn't they remaster that too?
Yeah, but I mean, it's probably not gonna be good. It's just gonna be the same game. They're gonna sell us again.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be the same game, but like some people wanted that, So it's kind of nice that they get it. It's just that nothing good's ever come out of them ever since, right?
Yeah, Kaza, you really liked Final Fantasy VII, right? The first or Final Fantasy VII Part 1
remake.
I enjoyed it. It was really good.
So what do you think about Part 2 with was it like some weird like Yuffie like DLC story?
I wouldn't say it's part 2 because that's not by the time it won't even show up until probably the next PlayStation console.
Okay, so this
that's
is like
what
some
I'm saying.
sort of like middle games, like Final Fantasy VII.
Technically, it's
Part 1.5.
It's actually the first. This is actually the first disc of Final Fantasy VII. So of 4. So yeah, it was. We gonna be over for a while, but for this one, it's just a deal.
Kingdom Hearts. You're gonna be buying Final Fantasy VII 2.5 HD remix like in a couple of years.
Oh, 100% though. But like even for this one though, it's like supposedly, I mean, based on reviews from what people saying, it's actually this rendition of like especially with the DLC of the not being this one just becoming a PS5 exclusive for now, I guess. It fell short for what it's for what it's worth. So
right,
I'm not really surprised, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, they could just easily just add in just small little DLCs even for the for last year or last generation console users. But that's just on me. But I mean, with things of what E3 pretty much failed to do, Capcom, especially for Street Fighter, is a big shot in the foot. And I remember streaming
what was
it.
the last Street Fighter game that came out?
Street Fighter 5 is what's supposed
Really?
to.
5 is still the most recent one?
What? You don't like the online on Street Fighter 5? What's wrong with it?
Oh, a lot of
Speak of the
things, my
truth.
guy, man. A lot of things, though. But Street Fighter 5 itself is, I mean, they're not. They already. I mean, last year they provided.
It came out like 8 years ago. 5 years ago.
Came out, yeah, 5 years ago, and it was supposed to be ending already, honestly. But because of the fact that with they were supposed to announce Street Fighter 6, which is supposed to go in conjunction with PS5, right? But because of the COVID and everything else, though, I'm not too sure if it's really because of that. They just announced another DLC season pass, and they're like, "All right, just wait out a little bit longer, and we'll figure out something else." However, with the fact that they provided a roadmap of like what things they should have done, of what new DLC come out, new characters, they're not following their guideline of what their scheduled characters, or at least what the content they're providing. So it provided a really big injustice to the fans, and especially with the Capcom like community, or like the fighting game community. That was a big shot in the foot. And to me, I was like, man, Capcom, dude. I was a little bummed out. Not saying like I would like support it even further, because like Street Fighter 5 at this point is kind of dead. So the only one who's actually making it better are the ones who's actually making profit off that. The esports guys, right? No, that's with the online tournaments. Evo coming out in next month or so. I mean, that was it. Namco. Big no, and I streamed that too. And again, I want to oh man, I was even trying to tell people, I'm like, yo, we're gonna get something. There's people talking. There's something going on. I'm gonna get hyped. And then I look, I've been researching while streaming. I'm like, yo, this is the second time I got gypped again. What?
They did it to me again.
Yo, like I was so excited of like what's something. I mean, maybe a new season of like Tekken 7, maybe a more Tales of Arise coming out. Maybe they were even pretty much putting in rumors saying like the My Hero Fighters coming out at some point, or at least another Dragon Ball Fighter season. But no, I got ripped over again.
Nothing.
The only thing Namco related would be like friggin' Kazuya coming out, and for me, that's not gonna like do me justice when that doesn't count. See, my face is just like angry video game nerd right now when I saw that, dude. I was like, I was so done. I was so done.
Dude.
And
I mean, Elden Ring is Bandai Namco technically.
Yes, yeah. Come on now, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
I'm just beating you up.
I'm not gonna play Elden Ring. You can't fucking do fighter game combos in Elden Ring.
Someone in Elden Ring.
Yeah.
But I mean, of all things considered, of like what fighting games were pretty much adding on to it, I wasn't really, even though I wanted. Pretty much putting on like a dreamscape of like, what I want on E3, what they want, to provide to the fans for next year or in future like installments. I was hoping it would be coming to that point, but I guess they would only show that when it comes to, let's say, when it's relevant to the fighting game side of things, which is, I mean, back to Evo, where they usually provide the future. I mean, some sort of like trailers and new things to consider for future fighting games. So I guess they probably rotated to that at that point. But even then, E3 was a flop for me. Nintendo was the beneficiary factor of like winning this title to me. Yeah.
Ray, what do you think? What's grinding your gears for E3 this year?
Well, what grinded for me, well, actually, first things first, like, shout out to Kazo for really trying to, like, hype everything up.
I tried. Even when they put in, like, Razer at some point, like, after Capcom, it was Razer, and I tried to be hype about that for their Ultra laptops and Ultra shit. And it didn't help. It didn't help.
That. I was like, I'm not watching the Razer shit.
Oh, it didn't help.
Yeah. You missed out. They're gonna be Like they were talking about how everything was ultra thin and
Dude,
ultra fast.
they got
and-
8 extra flops or whatever.
Yeah,
8
yeah, yeah.
extra
Like
teraflops.
honestly, like they were like, yo, what will interest gamers? Ultra everything. And they literally said every ultra thing that gamers do not fucking care for. They're like, you know what? People want their keyboards to be ultra thin, ultra responsive, It's a fucking keyboard, dude.
The only thing I was actually impressed about, like when they pretty much put in to Razer's, like I guess the CEO and stuff, he did not say one word of Ultra. I was actually impressed. I was like, wow,
Razer guy, he's like, guys, we gotta cut the ultra.
there's too much Ultra in there, man.
Yeah. Dial back the ultra a little bit there, friends.
Yeah. Yeah, but in terms of Kaza, you know, I was actually just joking around with him during the Bandai Namco thing, and I'm like, I bet you they're only gonna show one game, and the fact of it is they didn't even have a presentation, and Kaza actually went and looked it up. It's like they were only gonna show one game, and I was like, man, I called it.
Oh,
So
I put my hopes too high, man. It was not fun.
yeah, yeah. One of the things that I don't like is the fact that they were scheduled to go on but didn't really show anything, or even people going on and like they've shown something that was already been shown like 4 or 5 months ago that they're planning to bring it out. Like this thing is supposed to be, yes, I get it, like there is time for we should be showing accolades and what they did great and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, like E3 is supposed to be a show for the fans. Like, you know, what new stuff can we expect from like, you know, your PC games, your Xbox games, your PlayStations and your Nintendos, you know, like something to make us look forward to. What can I like sink like all of my hard-earned money into? And like mind you, whenever E3 usually tends to come out, like I'm like broke as hell because I've like pre-ordered so much games. But like now it's like when everybody's just going off doing their own thing, it's like now I gotta go wait like another few months to like see another like, you know, state of play from PlayStation or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like I wanted to be as hype and then be like, I do want them to be counted as like, yeah, like they won E3 this year, or that, like how we were talking about like Xbox One or Nintendo One, like, you know, like I wanted to go and like put everybody as part of that, and it's not necessarily because, you know, they want to go and show off their own stuff. They can always do that. Like Nintendo always shoots out like multiple directs every year, but they always have a thing for E3. And yeah, that's the one thing that I wish that I didn't like, is that companies like trying to divulge off, like doing their own thing, even though, like, yes, I get that you want to show more of your games, but E3 is supposed to be for the fans, and we want to see the games that you're hoping to show off. And then you know, if you want to show off more of it, there's like, yeah, why don't you do it the week after? Like, just do another one. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. Like for me, I believe if it's supposed to be for the fans, then it like you should be there to show off for your fans. The one last thing that I'm gonna go and say is one of the biggest comments that I've checked out while I was watching E3 is like, dude, where are the games?
Yeah.
Right? Like yes, like Razer, like showing off the Razer Blade 14 and Ultra and stuff. Like it's cool and all, but like you have CES. You know, like that's supposed to be where you're supposed to show off your tech and like everything else. Like, don't get me wrong, like when Nvidia show off their RTX 3080, I was like, dang, I wish I had the money to go and buy that, even though like
wish I could pay
and, like,
scalpers
you know,
to get this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right? Or even just calling and be like, I bet you scalpers already got their hands on it even before they announced that they're gonna sell this thing.
Yeah.
Right?
The ones on the stage already belong to scalpers.
Exactly.
Oh man.
And yeah, like
no, definitely.
the like it's cool that they were there, but I also do believe that like they have their own platform, and I also watch CES, but yeah, like I believe that they hit a little off tangent, and it's like, yeah, to be honest, I'm more of a fan of like the 17-inch laptops anyway, so I'm like give me a 17-inch laptop with a RTX 3080 like mobile in it. But even then, I'd be like, you know what? Maybe I should just rather build my own gaming rig. So,
That's pretty ultra.
Yeah,
exactly.
Pretty ultra. No, true story from today. Actually, as I was prepping for today's podcast, I was just going back over and trying to catch up on some of the E3 that I may have missed.
Nice.
And so I was watching the VOD for day one, and they finished the like Gearbox bit with their Borderlands and their movie and all that jazz. And then they just went to like two journalists like reminiscing about like previous E3 like announcements, like and like the fan reactions to like Final Fantasy VII Remake and like Mega Man and Smash. I'm like, what is this? This is E3. Why am I watching two dudes, doing it like a react video, in the middle of my E3, and like I'm looking at the VOD video bar, and it's like half done. It's like you're telling me that half of day one was Ubisoft and Gearbox, and the other half is just like people shit talking around about random garbage I don't give a fuck about. I'm just like, where's the games, dude?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Actually, no, I was really surprised to see that Gearbox, they introduced like a movie, a trailer, and I'm like, excuse me, sorry, what? I thought this was E3, right?
Yeah. For their, I mean, honestly, it looks kind of good, but I'm like, yeah, what is this movie trailer doing? Like, I get it's based, or I don't think they explicitly said it, but I assume it's based on the game The Wolf Among Us. It's like a Telltale game, right? Because I mean the movie name is very similar to that name. It's like, I don't know, The Wolves Among Us or some shit, right?
Okay.
I was thinking about I thought the Borderlands movies, they revealed it during E3, no?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, they also revealed some werewolf movie, I guess. Maybe that was Ubisoft, actually. I think Gearbox, was doing the Borderlands movie. With some weird Kevin Hart interview in the middle of it. I'm like,
yeah,
this isn't a game.
Yeah,
he plays video games. There you go. He's part of it.
Yeah, this is a weird, this is a awkward interaction between some game studio dude and like an actor, being like, man, aren't you so excited to play this guy in this game? Kevin Hart's like, dude, I'm just in my trailer. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah, basically, it's like, hey, I know famous people. Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And for this is more of a like broad stroke, but man, I don't want to hear about your fucking patch notes during E3. Like I feel like half of Ubisoft conference was like Rainbow Six Siege like update and like Assassin's Creed the Viking one like update. I'm like, bro, it's just patch notes. You guys just like, hey, new character coming out, this and that. I just
could have done it any time, man.
Even like Bethesda was like, hey, here's our like Fallout 76 like patch notes, and here's our Elder Scrolls Online patch notes. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, and it didn't just stop there either. Like, I know it's like, hey, we got a new season of For Honor, right? You like that, right? And
For Honor patch notes.
It was really sad because like they gave us, a reveal on Far Cry 6, but what we got was like, leftover crumbs. And then I am going to complain about, I know someone said they were excited about the Avatar game, but like I couldn't really tell what the game was supposed to be about just kind of from like the trailer alone. It just kind of looked like they were just busy putting bells and whistles into the trailer to make it, similar to like, the whole EA, how they do their Battlefield trailers, right? I mean, I can't for the life of me figure out what exactly the game's about except for blue people.
That's fair.
Yeah. And Bad Rice, you've been a little bit quiet, but I'm sure you've got some hot take for us to I think wrap up this E3 hate train.
Fuck Far Cry 6.
Really?
You like that game?
Really?
I'm excited for
Wow.
that shit.
I was
That
expecting a
stuff
hot
is
take.
dumb. No, that stuff is dumb. Life is Strange. I know people love it. I think that shit's stupid and overdone.
Yeah, that's
Needs to end.
stupid.
Yeah.
Like I said, Monster Hunter needs to fucking stop making so many Monster Hunter games.
Monsties, dude. Monsties. though?
Not enough monsters.
Man, I hate the word monstie. Why did they call them that? Like,
Wait, what is
it
this?
just reminds me in this like in the Monster Hunter games or these new ones, these like ones that you can catch and train. They're like your partners. They're calling them monsties.
Relate to the kids, you know.
Monsties.
The kids actually probably hate that shit.
Man, I just hate it
Monsties.
so much. It reminds me of like the stupid monkey meme, like like I'm gonna return to monkey. It's
And
like
then
no,
Assassin's Creed was being lazy. Assassin's Creed was being lazy, and they just added a new expansion to fucking Valhalla. They're like, "Yo, check it
Yeah.
out, more true to history things." Meanwhile, you're riding a fucking wolf. I remember fucking Assassin's Creed 1. They're like, "Yo, we didn't give Altair a fucking crossbow. You know why? Because they didn't have crossbows back then. And now you're riding a fucking wolf, right?
Yeah.
Like, fuck that shit."
Yeah.
And then
Churro's
I
not
forgot.
here to defend Assassin's Creed, so we can rag on that shit
Oh
all we
yeah,
want now.
dude, Assassin's
Go
Creed,
wild on that.
terrible franchise. Can you believe? that?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Honestly, like, yo, we're all done with the whole hooded badass in white, yo. Like, that's basically just the KKK, you know, assassination game. We're gonna get like fucking Assassin's Creed America. You got like, you know, dude running around in a white hood. Sounds like a great idea.
Oh,
there it
yeah.
is.
Tell me about it.
And then JRPGs need to stop. I get that fucking people in Japan like JRPGs, but then there's something that means something's wrong with people in Japan. Like
Are you talking about like Shin Megami Tensei 5?
honestly, that was just Persona 5. Like,
I mean, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, well, technically, Persona 5 is actually Shin Megami Tensei, but that's
yeah. Back and forth. It's the same fucking shit.
Okay.
yeah, it's
But,
the
like,
same game.
Honestly, that didn't bug me as much as like the generic, yo, you're a fucking pixel, fucking hero.
Oh yeah,
Doing
those
this
like
bullshit. I swear I saw like 30 of them, and I saw them in a wholesome like direct like the day before. There's also 30 other games like that. Like, oh my god, JRPGs, like they need to stop like just pumping them out and actually work on some of the quality, you know.
yeah.
But yeah,
No, I
Preach, man.
yeah,
Preach.
it also did choke me how I felt like I saw a few games show up a couple times where it's like I think it was actually Far Cry 6 especially, where it was like in the Ubisoft one, it was in the Microsoft one, there were some other games that showed up like a couple times, and it's like, dude, like we already saw it the first time, like why are you double dipping? You know, like
yeah.
the Far Cry 6 Ubisoft part was like very like bare bones, and they're like, oh, but the real Far Cry 6 bit is part of the Microsoft conference. You're like, what the fuck is this?
You excited to fucking play as the villains of fucking Far Cry? Hell no.
Yeah,
You want to play as fucking Voss, the man who like literally just talked about going fucking insane, or you want to play as like a what is it, like a pimp
white
Filipino
supremacist
guy?
crazy dude. I mean, that's one of them, right? The Far Cry 5 one. He's like some
Something like
weird
that.
religious cult leader.
Like,
Not sure, but yeah, I know what you mean.
and then you gotta
Also-
play like a Mexican drug lord. Like, come on, Far Cry, you are running off shit. Like, you gotta get out. Well, do you have to always try to get out of Far Cry? We should have a video game where Ubisoft tries to get out of the Far Cry series.
Oh. Oh.
They gotta get out, gotta get out of Far Cry and get into something else.
That is an Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I'm not sure how I feel about Diablo 2, like 2. You know, they're gonna like redo it with like new graphics.
I think there's a crowd for it though. 'Cause some people like
it's like
people
people
we
didn't
know
play Diablo
play
2
that
for the
game.
graphics, you know?
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
but people
yeah.
still play that game. Like,
Just
Yeah,
like with
for
a WoW
example.
Classic, you know.
But then why just keep playing the old one?
well, that they would. People still do. I know someone who's been playing Diablo 2 like nonstop, and when you're like, hey, like your team wants to play Valorant together, he's like, nah, I'm playing Diablo 2. I was like, all right,
Farming.
then, like, you know, you do
You
your
gotta
thing.
farm Mephisto.
Nostalgia,
farm
man.
fucking Bale, dude.
Also,
Who farms Pisto? Everyone farms Bale.
Bale, whatever.
What, have you never heard of a Bale run? No one does
Yeah, I
Pisto
don't
runs.
know. Bale runs, whatever. Now, I haven't played Grounded. It's like the survival game, but you're like kind of like shrunk out kids or whatever. You know, everyone's small. Who asked for a fucking spider update?
Wait, excuse me?
Grounded, it's this like survival game where like everyone's tiny, so you're in like your backyard. And literally their new update is like, hey, you want mushrooms? Also, more spiders. It's just me, but fuck that shit. I hate it. I didn't play the game.
Well, here's the thing. Is it a free DLC or is it like you have to pay for that?
Speaking of that, though, actually,
Who knows?
the one
At that point, though.
or at least for me, it was a temporary shining light from the Square Enix bit. Was Babylon's Fall looked pretty cool. It was like a weird co-op, like hack and slash, maybe like dungeon crawling, tower ascending ass game. I was like, looks pretty neat. It's made by Platinum Studios, the guys that made Bayonetta.
Nice.
And that lesser known game where you have like jets on your calves. You're like a super suit. I can't remember the name of the game. It's like a hidden gem.
Vanquish?
Vanquish, that's it.
Dude, Vanquish was a bomb ass game.
Yeah, dude, Vanquish was sick. So made by that studio, and I was thinking like, hey, this looks pretty cool. You know, I might be into this.
Mm-hmm.
But then I read some shit about like season pass, subscription based service, and I'm out. And I'm like, wow, this game was looking so cool, and then you gotta like fucking season pass me on it. Fucking. Hate that shit. Stop putting season passes in your games. Also, why is everything a battle royale? Why is there a Final Fantasy battle royale? Why are we getting fucking? There was another dumb one in here. I don't know. Some people think it's hype, but like the samurai battle royale, who gives a shit?
Dude, like,
I hate battle royale games.
the gaming industry just keeps going into these goddamn fucking trends and just milking the shit out of them. Like, we had like what was it? It was like zombies was the trend for a bit, and that like went up, and
Even
then like you know you had good games come out like Left 4 Dead, you had fucking World at War, right?
Yeah.
And then they just started milking it, and then so now you got like all these zombie games, and
battle royale games.
now it's battle royale, and then everyone's like, yo.
I think Nintendo also showed like a fucking Worms battle royale. Like, come on, is no IP safe from?
Did you see that game?
Battle royale.
Did you actually see that game?
The Worms one.
The fucking actual gameplay they showed us looked like it was running at like 5 frames per second.
Dude.
Oh,
it was.
You're showing us
terrible.
lagging graphics already on a 2D game like Worms?
I mean,
Holy shit.
that's how you know it's an authentic trailer. You know, it's not doctored. Like when the game is shit in the trailer, you know it's honest at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, that was pretty okay. Microsoft did great.
They did it right.
Anybody else have any closing thoughts or things you want to get going on? You want to get off your chest?
Actually, Mr. BLT made a pretty much a good point though. It's like, what's media with that trend? So at that point, it's like,
Surprise.
That's deep, dude.
That is-
I'm surprised Mr. Belty didn't like rail on us for not talking about Yakuza.
Oh yeah, the Yakuza collection.
Reggie
Game,
too.
honestly, looks pretty fun.
Reggie's a big fan too.
It looked.
I'm a big
I haven't
Yakuza
played
fan.
any of them, but that little montage they did makes me. Maybe I should. Maybe I've been sleeping on the like Yakuza franchise. Shit looks super fun.
I think you would actually like Yakuza.
I don't even know what's going on in like that second half. Some sort of other Yakuza game where like they're chopping sushi and then like throwing. I don't know what the fuck was going on. They're like battling with like weird shit. So, like,
Wait, you don't
throwing,
know
like,
about that? That's literally how
eggs on
Yakuza is. It's straight up just random shit. It's like, yo,
You know?
I'm gonna beat the shit out of these guys on the street, and then we'll go bowling with their like boss.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yakuza, the game looks sick.
I say you
But,
should at least try one game.
Try at least one of them. Is there like the best one, or are they all just pretty good?
Depends what kind of mini game you want in there, because like they all will have like a lot of good points of like bringing out the best of like what the Yakuza can offer. But overall, I mean, storyline wise, you might as well just start with the
number
origin
one.
story.
Or is it like Yakuza 0? Did they pull one of those where you gotta like?
Nah, I think they just have Yakuza.
All right, sweet.
There is Yakuza
Yeah.
0.
There
There
is?
is?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Gotcha.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
But I think this wraps up our show for today. So I'm gonna pass it to Kazo to send us off.
All right, thank you, Offbeat Hero, and thank you guys for at least all the streamers out or the stream chat out there to pretty much provide like all pretty much your opinions and everything else though, and pretty much putting in all and keeping us entertained while also having this like a discussion what we have here, and yeah. Pretty much at this point, if you missed this episode, you're more welcome to the fact that you could probably watch it on YouTube coming out and later on down the road. And yeah, thank you to Ichi, Bad Rice, Oppie here, and Reggie for tuning in and pretty much giving all the best insights and how you pretty much can make this episode a much better one as the days goes by. And appreciate all your contributions, and as well to all our viewers out there. So, if anything, if you want to find more information about us or look for anything that you want to have us talk about, especially for suggestions, please be sure to put it on our Discord or anything of all our socials. So, with that being said, my name's Kazo, and you can find me at Twitter, YouTube, especially on the Discord, and as well on this Twitch channel here under Ichi Gaming. And going down the road here, we have Reichi. Where can we find you, man?
At this moment, you're not gonna find me anywhere because I'm taking a bit of a break from video games.
Oh, right on. So, are you playing, or are you just gonna watch more anime then?
I'm probably gonna go watch some anime. Well, in terms of playing games, I need to just take myself offline. Like I've been really just into everything, so probably like give me about like a week or two, and you'll probably go and see me online all over again.
Good
But I
stuff.
will still be on this, like on our podcast also.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And Bad Rice, where can we find you? If we could find
Nowhere.
you. All right. Passing off again. Offbeat Hero. Aside from playing Ghost of Tsushima and pretty much Conan Exiles and MTG and pretty much becoming the king of that, where else can we find you?
You can catch me on twitch.tv/offbeathero. You can also find me on YouTube, where you follow my Magic VODs. Still waiting on on making some more Magic content. Currently, the cards from the new set are too expensive, and I cannot afford them. So we'll wait for the prices to stabilize, and maybe we'll have another Magic stream. In the meantime, maybe we'll stream a different game. I recently picked up a indie game today called The Last Spell. It's a kind of tactical, turn-based survival game. But anyway, yeah, you know where to find me, and I'll pass it off to Reggie here.
Okay, you know what? As for me, you can find me at twitch.tv/rmjesus. I'm actually going to be running through Sleeping Dogs this next week, if anyone's familiar with that game.
Sleeping Dogs, let's go!
Picking up an old classic, right?
Sick.
Oh my
so
goodness.
sad. But, you know, that's where you can find me, you know, if I'm not practicing with my friend and teammate, Bad Rice here, you know, for the upcoming CVL, right? You know, we're going to go for our revenge against, you know, Team Jellybeans one day, eventually, right? One day. We're gonna clap them as hard as we did. Oh, easy claps.
Taking down me is easy. It's the rest of it.
Like, are you kidding me? You were top fragging the last couple times in our practices.
Awesome. But yeah, that's basically our family right here, guys, though. And yeah, stay tuned for next week's episode. We're pretty much going back to our old topics that we can uncover, and as well pretty much providing more anime discussions for all you guys out there, for all you anime enthusiasts. So with that being said, and my name's Kazo. Remember, you got nothing to lose when you're at the bottom, because you got no fear.
You got nothing to fear at the bottom, because there's
no fear in F tier.
no fear in F tier. Hey,
Thank you. We should all say it together one time.
That's why you got us. You know, we can. We're always here to help each other out.
Hell yeah. Take care, guys.
Later.
Peace.
Bye.